Hello, everyone. We're here today, and I'm really glad to invite Alex Tan here today. And as you know, we're here to improve the lives of the people in the property industry. And Alex, I think, is an inspiring example of someone that works in agencies, done actually something very inspirational. So I want to find out a little bit more about her, some of her tricks and trades, and find out, what the market's like for her at the moment. But Alex, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Tony. I love that music, that intro. It's pretty fabulous, isn't it?
You're a high energy person, yeah. That music's for you. Tell me how you got into a estate agency. How long have you been in a estate agency, for example?
I have been in agency for nearly 16 years now. Wow. So I started in doing a bit of cold calling and selling advertising in a publication, which was interesting. It was a great grounding for me to come into property, because I thought, I want to speak to people. I'm great on the phone, and don't get me wrong, agency is very much about being able to do the phone work. So anyone that's looking to get into agency, don't be fooled. It's not going out all the time. You do have to be able to speak to the clients in the first instance. So I wanted to be able to amalgamate the two. So for me, property as well, because I find it really genuinely interesting, and people, that I wanted to become an estate agent, and probably at the very worst time in 2008.
Right, okay, gosh.
It's a tough market, but it sets you up and it prepares you for agency life.
It does.
And then I've been in property ever since.
So what did you do? What was your background? You always been, so tell the audience where you worked and where you're working now, what your position is now.
Yeah, of course. So I started as a trainee negotiator, and I worked for Connell's estate agents then. Worked throughout Bristol, started as a trainee negotiator, and then worked my way up to being a branch manager, which was fantastic to be able to do that very quickly and with the support and training of Connell's. And then it was time for me to go on to my next challenge. Then I came into Andrew's property group. I actually took a step back. I really wanted to work with Andrew's, and I was very keen to be able to get in the mix with Andrews due to their ethos, their background, and our heritage, which is very unique in the industry world. So for me, it was a no-brainer. But the only opportunity was going as an assistant branch manager. Very keen and eager to get back to being a branch manager, because that's what I know best, and that's what I'm great at. So it didn't take long until I'd got my own branch, which was amazing. And then I had an opportunity to start our contact centre, which is known as APC, so Andrew's Property Centre. So I hadn't dealt with contact centres historically. Yeah. Like, let's give it a go, let's do it. Something different, take me out of my comfort zone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Absolutely loved it.
So the contact centre runs all the mining of the databases and things like that. Is it all in a central place? Yeah.
That is,
right. Okay,
yeah, that's exactly it, Tony. So there's that element, but also the overflow calls that come through from our customers across the network. So we've got 47 branches across the south, the southeast and southwest, but it was all filtered through into Cambridge, where our head office is.
Right. So I'm sure a lot of the people want to know, because I know people like that concept. It must be a struggle, though. It must be a struggle setting that up initially to get all that going. And did you find that? Did you have to go through a bit of a trial and error situation?
Oh, definitely. And especially because I was new to it.
Yeah.
So I hadn't ever built a contact centre. So it was literally from the ground up, which was amazing because I had complete autonomy to do whatever I wanted with it. Wow. I had an amazing team that I worked with. So we went and visited so many different people. We even went to leaders, so Romans, that we went to go and have a look at their contact centre. They were very kind enough to let us go and have a look at how they operate as well. So it just goes to show how much the industry can work together.
Yeah, of course.
Which was amazing to be able to see how they're doing it and how we can incorporate some of their ideas within Andrews, which was such a great experience, and having a look at the different software that we could utilise. And there was a lot of background work and a lot of research. And like you said, Tony, it is trial and error. It was very key to make sure that we had that integration with the network, so that we were working together as a support system rather than against each other. Because I think that in some property industries, they see a contact centre and they think they're taking all of our business, but it is genuinely supported.
Alex, I just want the audience to listen to that energy, audience. That is what you need to be a great estate agent and a great people person. Now, I could talk to you all day about that, but I want to ask you at the moment, what's the biggest issue for you guys in sales at the moment? What's the biggest? What are you struggling with? Not you, but the industry. What is it struggling with at the moment?
The media. Absolutely. I feel really strongly about it. You see it on LinkedIn and everybody's saying, don't believe all the scaremongering. And I think that you have to be a realist, Tony, don't you? And we can't know what happened in Q4. It was horrific. It literally felt like it came to a standstill. Whereas genuinely now, so we've just had again our best month for net sales.
Really?
Obviously,
Oh, wow.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
And we've got a really good momentum. So I think that, again, it was a bit of a slow start, but now we've really kicked the groove and we're seeing very similar patterns to 2009.
And what are you doing, like, for your guys, do you give them training about how to almost counter the media when they go out on a viewing and evaluation, things like that? How do you give them the stats and the figures and say that, well, listen, I was an agent when the recession was on, and 2008, I mean, that was a proper recession, right? Because half your deals just went like that, overnight. Yeah. This is really just returning to a normal market. That's really what it is, Alex, isn't it?
That's spot on, Tony, because like you said, it is just a normal market because so 2019 is probably the year that we can compare to. Mm-hmm. And when you look at some of the stats from Rightmove, if you track it alongside it, it's very similar, where you can't really compare that post-COVID scenario because that was a complete unknown entity. Whereas I think that depending on which, who you read or who you listen to, we're in a much better place in terms of again, where we're going with the market, and people are still buying houses. And I think that anybody that says, it's really bleak and it's dire, I genuinely, within the activity that we've got within our regions, particularly in Britain and Bath, we're flying. We absolutely are. And I have spoken to some of our competitors and some of my people that I'm connected with, my network, and they are experiencing the same. So I think we just need to shout a bit louder about all of the positivity and those transactions that are genuinely happening. And we're in a better place with mortgage rates now. We didn't see that 6%, which for us over the past years, that was quite terrifying. Whereas now we're more in the 4%. So we're going to see a more stable and steady market, but we're going into spring now and it's sunny and fabulous.
Oh my gosh, imagine seeing Alex in the spring. Oh my gosh, how motivational. I want to buy a house from her now. Send me a house from her.
Western Bath, come down there, Tony. We've got plenty for you. Plenty.
Oh, thank you, Alice. Right, next thing, you're obviously a motivated person. I can just see, and I know people say it, but actually a very inspiring person. And I think that's something which I think we all got to raise our bar to, because I think people sometimes we don't get that if we need to inspire people and improve the people around us. But I can see you're a good leader. So tell me the things that have really put you in the right mindset. What are the things that you've learned to keep you going through these trials and tribulations?
I think that's the thing. I've always been really positive because there's no point in moaning and being down in the dumps because what, if there's a problem, we've got to sort it, or there's a solution. This is what the situation is. We just have to be able to embrace it and be positive about it. And I think that if you've got that positive mindset and that it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy, if you think you can do it, if you can make it happen, it is down to you. I don't think that it is ultimately down to luck. You create your luck by the energy and the enthusiasm and everything that you can bring to the table. And I think that you have to be able to have fun along the way. In our industry, Tony, we work long hours, fun along the way. If you're upbeat and you're speaking to customers, they can feel that energy. They want to engage with you. They want to have a conversation. And that's what agency is. It's just speaking to people. And I think that that's what sometimes we forget. It's pretty easy what we do. If you can actually have a conversation, have a connection, find that common ground and just get to know about a person and their journey, what they're looking for in a home and how we can help them. Happy day.
So I agree with you 100%. So really what we're saying is it's all about taking self-accountability because the market is the market, the economy is the economy, the government's the government. But what we got full control over is our minds and the way we speak to people. And if we can just... Because at the end of the day, listen, everyone's on a portal, everyone's got phones, everyone's open for certain times. The way to distinguish yourself in a service industry is to give a better service. And you give that service through your people, don't you?
That is it. That is absolutely it. You're so spot on because that's the thing. I would rather be in my own little bubble, not naive. I'm absolutely not naive. But you know what? We are on a mission to be able to help our customers and sell property, regardless of the scaremongering or this negative media. And we are, and it's not as if we're just, being fluffy about it. Our figures speak for themselves, and I think we will find that across the piece. It's not just me and my region or Andrew's. I think genuinely a lot of our competitors and people within the industry are finding, that market.
Alex, you know what? I agree with you. I think it's the same as it's always been. And if you've got good people, you're delivering a good service, and you're really looking after your clients, you're going to thrive. And if you're not going to thrive. But that's the way. That's the market economy, isn't it? That's the way it is. Now, I've got one other question to ask you, because I could speak to you all afternoon, all day. But one of the questions I want to ask you, I'll read it out to you. The best thing that you own and you recommend to people that costs you under £100. What would you recommend? Someone's got £100.
Okay.
They must buy this product. They must buy this thing. What is that?
It's such a good question. I love how you put that poundage on it. So for me, I'm a mum, my daughter's 5 years old, and I am rushing about, and again, don't worry, it's controlled manicness, promise you, Tony. But for me, I'm holding loads of stuff. I've got computers, I've got this, that, the other, I've got laptops, I've got coffee, I've got water. This right here.
What's that?
This, it's £35.
Okay.
From Caseify. Like this. Wrap it on me. I don't have to hold it, Tony. I don't have.
Oh my gosh.
That is an absolute game changer. This bit of string, it seems ridiculous, but honestly,
I can imagine you on your Bluetooth, phone on, talking, power walking. That's the way it is.
Absolutely. And especially because it's raining all the bloody time in England, isn't it? So you've got your umbrella, your coffee, and your water, and everything. So you need that in your life, and then you don't smash your phone or forget it.
Alex, it's been a marvellous speaking.
That's my favourite purchase.
No, thank you very much. I like that. I might get one myself. I need to do that as well. But Alex, it's been great speaking to you. I really, really, really enjoy speaking to you. And I think our listeners will get a lot out of that. And what I say, what I got out of Alex, got lots of good things. But one is raise your energy. Don't be scared to raise your energy, because I think it just radiates out, and people want to spend time with people like Alex. I think that's what it is, and that includes your team and the people you're serving. So, Alex, thank you so much. We learned a lot from you. I say goodbye to everyone.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.